Hi, I'm Caleb Dennison, AV writer for Digital Trends, and today we're doing a hands-on look at the Paradigm A2 powered speaker. So Paradigm prefers that this be called a powered speaker, but in truth it shares a lot of the qualities of an active studio monitor. We'll get into that in just a second. First, let's take a real close look at the speaker itself. Okay, so let's start with the front of the speaker. Going from the top down, we see Paradigm's 1-inch aluminum dome tweeter here. What we really like is that Paradigm has put a grill over that tweeter. Anybody who has kids knows that tweeters are irresistible. They've just got to push them in. Paradigm thought about that so that you can take the front grill off and still have a protected tweeter is a pretty smart idea. Just below that, a 5.5-inch aluminum anodized woofer, and just below the woofer itself there is a blue power LED indicator which shuts off when the speaker shuts itself off. On the back of the speaker, quite a bit going on. First, we've got a gain control at the top. We really wanted to see this with some sort of gradated markings to make it easier to sync the two speakers. You know, halfway through the gray fade is not an exact calibration. Below that, we have a power port for an iPod or Airport Express or anything else that you might need to plug in and provide power for. Below that, we have two inputs and two outputs. We have an 1/8-inch input and a stereo RCA input. On the other side of that, we have stereo RCA output and an 1/8-inch jack output as well. These speakers are designed to be daisy-chained, and they can be used as left, right, or center speaker. The switch right here allows for that. So say you want two lefts, two centers, and two rights, you would just daisy-chain them together in stereo and make the selection with this switch here. The cabinet itself is built very well. It's very stout. You give it a rap with your knuckles. It's not totally dead, but it's obviously a well-built cabinet. And the weight of the speaker, though not quite as heavy as we were expecting, is still pretty significant. What's happening inside this cabinet is also very important. Being an active speaker, all the crossover work is done before the signal hits the amplifier. It is then fed to two different amps, one for the tweeter, one for the woofer. Each amp is capable of 50 watts RMS power, right up to 80 watts peak power, which is plenty for a speaker of this size. The grills for the speaker are magnetic. Just put them in front of the speaker and they pop right into place. Of course, we think the speaker looks much better without a grill and did most of our testing without them in place. The Paradigm A2 is extremely easy to set up and use, and in terms of performance, they sound spectacular. Really, these speakers sound great whether you're sitting right in front of them or across the room. They're capable of a tremendous amount of bass, but that bass isn't over-bloated or booming. It's just very punctual, very controlled bass, and it makes the speaker sound a lot bigger than it actually looks. The mid-range and the top end, all excellent. The speaker isn't flat or neutral like a studio monitor is, but the sound it puts out is really engaging, very balanced, and just it sounds spectacular. We can't recommend it enough. At $500 a pair, the Paradigm A2 is not the least expensive powered speaker you're going to run into. It is, however, the best sounding $500 speaker you're bound to find. We've tested a lot of powered speakers, including the Audio Engine A5, and this is just a higher level of refinement than we've found with any other speaker. We love them and we highly recommend them. That's it for me. I'm Caleb Dennison for Digital Trends. Thanks for watching.